bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And to finish up the theme week of absence of colour, I decided to take a look at the kind of the loose adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's Re-Animator. So I kind of wanted to kind of strip the colour back on this and get those kind of Frankenstein vibes. Obviously, we have a lot of similarities with these movies. Yeah, so Victor Frankenstein or Herbert West. I've never seen this in black and white. It's not an option that it comes with. You should check it out. It's really good. It makes it it doesn't make it less kind of, I was gonna say goofy. It's, you know, like the how this movie is. It's got the kind of the black comedy kind of thickly pulsing through it throughout, but it gives it a more classic feel. A lot like it pulls it closer to like Frankenstein's monster. For me anyway, I like how it did. It's like it's kind of like watching, like, it makes it feel older, and like I said, it may be closer to the time of the like, doesn't feel kind of like in the 80s anymore. Obviously, when you're looking at certain scenes, I mean, it's like when you have like a headless corpse about to go licking in places it shouldn't do. That doesn't really feel kind of like the older generation, but like some of the other scenes on how it's done, it's like because I mean this is quite this film was pretty small budget, and what they were able to achieve, like Stuart Gordon and Brian Usner, was pretty damn impressive. And yeah, it has this kind of this like classic authenticity to it when it is in black and white. I was kind of surprised, like, it's because there's The Mist, and that film was again Stuart Gordon, and that's one that he clearly wanted. Like, it was stated that he wanted that black and white. I mean, we've had like Mad Max Fury Road and things like that, but this was one where the studio were like, no, we're not doing that. You have to have it released in color. And so it was an extra on the DVD, and it actually, I prefer seeing that movie in black and white. Again, you have this kind of authentic feel. It pulls you back in time a little bit. I think it's like, it's the way Gordon approaches the movies and how he does movies. I mean, how he steps back in time when you look at other movies that he's done. He has that ability to kind of do that. And you don't always notice. And I didn't notice with Re-Animator, but as soon as you take that colour back, like, it does draw you back to like a kind of past the 80s, before the 80s, and like I said, kind of almost not within touching distance of like the kind of the classic Universal, but it's kind of like a bridge, and it did really surprise me. Like, to be honest, I wasn't sure how the humour would come across, because I had a feeling it would make it feel more like not a timepiece, but you know what I mean. Like it knocks it back in time, and I always wonder how the humour would kind of translate through black and white. I mean, to some it wouldn't, this doesn't sound like a big deal, watching a movie in black and white, but depending on what the movie is and the content and where it's taken from. So these are Lovecraft stories, and this isn't a particularly popular Lovecraft kind of story, which is kind of why it's maybe a bit loose. It had more free reign to be a little bit loose, rather than being one of the more popular ones where you have to kind of, as soon as you start to veer off, people get a bit annoyed when it's like a favourite story. But when it's something that's kind of more, not bottom of the barrel sort of thing, but not popular, it's like you are allowed to kind of express yourself more freely. And yeah, I was just really impressed with this. Like I said, like the humour does actually still click in. It's kind of I mean, like how the humour is dark humour, and I wouldn't go anything to say like, you know, like Addams Family sort of thing, the original TV series like that. But it kind of almost feels a little bit like late night Addams Family, a little bit. I mean, it's very different how it's filmed, but I would just recommend watching this. Like I said, this was quite a surprise. What's the other cut? Is it the integral cut? Yeah, the integral version. I kind of quite fancy watching, because I just watched like the normal standard version, but this has the integral cut in it, and I kind of quite fancy seeing how that works. And I know Rob, he on Wednesday, Rob, he has done this along with Glenn on Monday night. That they've done quite a few movies together, where they've watched them and they've kind of discussed. Ugh, can't talk tonight. Tired, I think, from New Year's Eve. Yeah, so they've revisited quite a few movies, like within black and white, and it's something that they've kind of clicked onto, and it's it's definitely something that I'm going to start doing a little bit more, like kind of considered approach. I won't just do like any old movie. Avengers, for example. I mean, I'm not into real like Marvel, DC or anything like that, but I don't think that would work particularly well. But I think having a look through the collection is definitely some that I think could take a slightly different approach and like add some shine to it. I think, like, whether it takes things away or like adds elements, like I don't know, like I'll have to see. But for this one, this was like really enjoyable, so I highly recommend checking Re-Animator out in the absence of colour, in black and white. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this week, because this was a fun theme week, and it's like pretty cool to go through everyone's reviews. Like Colour Out of Space. Yeah, that was a good one that Sam's done. That's one that I was thinking about, because of the whole kind of like Lovecraft kind of thing. It's like that's definitely one I think I'm going to have to check out as well. But anyway, guys, I think I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.